Hi there, it's Lori Pinto from LollypopPaperandInk.com. Thank you so much for joining me today. For those of you that are new to my videos, I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and all of the products that we'll be using today can be purchased through my online store. I will have all the products and the dimensions listed in the description below the video. So, speaking of dimensionals, in this video I want to share with you 3 cards that I made with one 6x6 piece of DSP from my favorite suite in the mini catalog. And that is this Peaceful Poppies suite. So today we're going to be using the painted Poppies Bundle, but you'll see that this suite consists of 2 separate bundles that can be used separately or intertwined with each other. You'll notice that the Painted Poppies Bundle doesn't have any sentiments, has great dies, great images, and the Peaceful Moments Bundle does not have any images. It has all the sentiments and great dies. So it's a beautiful package of products to use together or independently. So today we're going to be concentrating on the Painted Poppies Bundle, and and this is just gorgeous paper, and I used one of the sheets from the DSP, which the DSP is also called Peaceful Poppies DSP. This is on page 24 and 25 of the mini catalog. And remember, every $50 purchase you earn a free item from the celebration brochure. So we can talk about that a little bit later. So this is the DSP sheet that I took. As you know, this comes 12 by 12. I just took a 6x6 piece. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do our trimming right now and put some of it aside. So first thing I'm going to do is take 1 inch off. I'm going to take 2 strips actually of 1 inch, 2 1-inch strips off. And we're going to use those in a little bit. So right now I have a 4-inch piece. So let's put these aside. We're going to use those in a little bit. So I have a 4-inch piece, which is pretty basic for a one layer onto your card base. I'm going to, if it's 4 inches one way, the proportional size would be to cut this at 5 1/4. Excuse me. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So we're going to use this one right now. Put this aside for just a second, and let me show you how I'm going to use this. This is pretty easy. I did some of the die cutting beforehand, just to save some time. So since this is 4 by 5 1/4, I usually like to mount the DSP on a solid color before I put it onto the base. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And you'll see how so simple this is. Whoop. And each one of these papers from this DSP is like, they can just stand alone. They literally just make the card. You have to do very little embellishing once you get that on. Okay, so that's on. I'm going to put that right on my base just to show you. And this base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm just going to center that right on there really quickly. Okay, we're almost done with this one. So what I did was I cropped out one of the dies. Let me show you these dies. They are so beautiful. Right here. So I used this one here. Cropped it out with this. This is the Poppy Parade cardstock, which matches perfectly there. And I'm just going to add that. I'm going to add it sort of to the center. Okay, and then I also cropped out with the same die a piece of vellum. So I didn't really want to stamp right on the vellum, so I'm going to stamp one of the sentiments on Whisper White, and then we'll just pop that right into the middle. And I'm going to be using my 1 3/4 inch punch for that, which fits perfectly. Just so you can, a little tip, you can remember that for next time. Fits perfectly in that center. Okay, let me put this back on. And this is the 1 3/4 punch. And I will center it and pop that baby out. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to adhere this flat on to here, but then I'm going to use a dimensional to pop this up on top here. So cute, right? Where's my dimensionals? Here they are. All right, so I'm just going to use a few on here, and just to give it a little bit more pop to the eye. And you can see this is my trick to getting up these dimensionals. I just stick my nail in it first, right into the center, and then it pops right back up. And there you go. One card, done and done. All right, so let's put that aside and let's take our trimmer back out, and we're going to do our second card. So I'm going to use one of the 1-inch strips. Now it's 1 inch by 6 right now because we took it right off of that 6 by 6 piece. So I'm going to crop this down to 5. And I'll tell you why I did that in a second. And I'll show you, we're going to have very, very little scraps left over because we like to use everything. All right, so this one I have here is, I put this on an old olive card base because there is old olive in here that coordinates with this DSP and with the Poppy Parade, and that does look very pretty together. So what this is, this Whisper White is trimmed at 3 3/4 by 5. So that's why I'm going to add this right on here now, and then I'll know where to do my stamping because I want to do it just off to the side of this. Just give myself a little border here. Okay, and now I'm going to stamp this. I'm going to bring back my Memento Black, and I'm going to stamp the image, the single flower image. And because it is bigger than my stamp pad, I always turn it upside down and do it that way. I find I get better leverage on that. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm just going to add this right here is good. And just give it a little press because it is a little bit longer. Perfect. Okay, now what I want to do is I'm also going to put the, I'm going to put this is another one of these dies that are here in the die set. And I'm going to put this sort of just right here as a little shelf for my flower, even though there's no vase or anything. So I could use my liquid glue. I could use the strips, the adhesive strips, but I think it's easy just to do the, just give it a couple little pounces with the snail, and that holds fine. And that's what I did with this too, with this one. I just give it a little bit of tap of the snail around the back, and that works fine. Okay, so we're going to put the happy birthday. Now, again, because there's no sentiments in this stamp set, I'm using all the sentiments are from let me get my pad out here, are from the Peaceful Moments stamp set bundle. And there we go. That's that. Now, I just want to add a little bit of color to my flower. In one of my other cards, I used my blends markers and I just colored them in a little bit. But to make this go a little quicker, I'm just going to take one of these little stamps. It's like a little background. You can see it here. There's a big one and there's a little one. And they're just so cute to just fill in some color if you don't feel like coloring them in. So I'm just going to It's hard to see. I'm just gonna, doesn't have to be perfect. It's sort of like a splatter effect and or watercolor. So look, that's done. We are almost done. So that is gonna go right on top of here, and we will be done with number 2. And you can see how, and remember now this is a 6x6 out of a 12x12. So if you can make 3 super simple cards just like this quickly, you really could make 12 out of your whole 1 sheet of DSP. So there is our second card. Isn't that cute? I love it. And you could fill this in if you wanted with some blends markers. Okay, so for the third card, now this one I was a little concerned about time with the video, so I did go ahead and did most of the back work on that. But what I'll tell you is what I did was I took the last piece of 6x6, and so these are all the scraps that we have so far. That's very cool. So my last piece of 6x6, I'm going to cut this into 3 1x2s, but I'm just going to go like a smidge, like 1 tick mark below the 2-inch mark. So, and that's just because you could do 2 inches. It's not a big deal, but it fits into that little die cut. That's too much. 1 little tick mark. Okay. And there, that is all of our scrap, which I could take this piece and I could put it on the inside of one of the envelopes, which I probably will. All right, so this one, what I did here was Poppy Parade cardstock, and this is one of those, another one of those dies that is the smaller one. There's 2 nice, there's a big tag die, and then there's this little smaller one. So that's all I did was crop out 3 of those from the Poppy Parade. And what I'm going to, and also I layered it on top of a piece of Whisper White that was the usual standard 4 by 5 1/4. And I'll have all these dimensions listed below for you, so you don't have to worry about that. I did, after I trimmed it, I ran it through the die cutting machine with the Scripty embossing folder, Scripty 3D embossing folder. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I love that. I love that folder. I stamped the sentiment from the Peaceful Moments in just a strip of, I don't know, this was like 3/4 inch by 3.5, I think, or something like that. And I wrapped it around with the polka dot tulle ribbon before I adhered it onto the base. So really what we're gonna do right now is just take these just a smidge under 2-inch pieces, and we're going to add them right to the middle. And I just love that this has like a little bit of a, I don't know, like a window pane kind of effect to it when you get them all together. This is my favorite. I think I might use this in one of my clubs or one of my classes next month, because I'm already done with this month. I used this Poppy Parade, Painted Poppies Bundle for my club this month, and also for my online class. So here we go. Here's our third project. So we have 1, 2, and 3 out of 1 piece of DSP, 6x6 DSP, which had been trimmed down. Now I could very easily take this piece and put it right down here, and that would just add a little bit extra, or I could add it to the envelope. But look at what little scrap we have left with those 3 beautiful cards. So that was my object today, was to show you how to get the most out of this beautiful DSP. And each one of these pages are just gorgeous, and so functional, versatile, that you can use these all year. So If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my next video. If you are interested in purchasing any of the products that I used in the video, they'll be all linked below in the description box underneath the video. I would love for you to come and visit me at lollipoppaperandink.com, where I post projects several times a week to inspire you. I would love to welcome you as a new email subscriber so that you'll receive an email every time I post something. You can shop with me anytime at lollipoppaperandink.stampinup.net, and if you are interested in getting a discount on your Stampin' Up! Purchases, the starter kit is truly the best deal in town, literally, and it's even better during celebration. And I would love to welcome you to my team, the incredible crew. You can find out more about joining my team and about the starter kit and all the bonus products that you get by just clicking the join now or join button at the top of any blog page that you get to. So that's it for today. Thanks so much for stopping by today. I hope you all have a great day. Bye bye.